Hi, this is Moses Gumadi. Welcome to my YouTube channel, The Hebrew Bible. We are in the part 5 of the series, Learn to Read the Hebrew Bible. And in this series, we will talk about various concepts such as open syllable versus closed syllables, Dagesh, Lene, Dagesh, Forte, and vocal Sheva, silent Sheva. So let's just go back to the exercise that I gave in the previous lesson that I asked you to try reading this text from Genesis 2:4. So I will read this for you in case if you have already tried it, you can check it. Ele. This is ele. I'm doubling the letter L, as you can see, and this is the dot. You probably may not have known why is there a dot here in the blue. Ele toledot hashamayim. Again, hashamayim. So sha is doubled. Ele toledot hashamayim. So that's the pronunciation. That's how you read it. And we will get back to our subject, which we will cover what we just read in Genesis 2:4. So we will basically cover these dots and this shwa as well. And so in order to do that, first we need to look at the syllables. Syllables known as open syllables and closed syllables in Hebrew. Well, if you take the English word syllable, there are 3 syllables in the word syllable. Syllable. Okay, that's the splitting out the sounds that we utter. If you take this word toledot, so we have to, le, dot. To, le, dot. So 3 syllables again in toledot. So there are 2 types of syllables, open syllable and closed syllable. Open syllable ends with a vowel. So you have a consonant and a vowel. That's an open syllable. A closed syllable is closed with a consonant. So you start with a consonant, there is a vowel in between, but you end with another consonant, and therefore it is a closed syllable. Let's take some examples. Here we have this word elle. Elle. El is Aleph is consonant, the tsere is a vowel, and lamed is a consonant. So el, it ends with a consonant, and therefore it is a closed syllable. Whereas in case of le, so the letter lamed with a segol is consonant and vowel, and h, well, h as in he, the letter he is silent here, and so it is an open syllable. Toledot, if you take these 3 syllables, to is an open syllable, le is an open syllable because they both end with a vowel, whereas dot ends with a consonant, tav, therefore it is a closed syllable. Open, open, closed. So now you understand the open, closed, and all these syllables, and these obviously become important for us to understand the concept of the Sheva and the Dagesh. Right, now let's look at Dagesh, Lene, and Dagesh, Forte. Dagesh, Lene is known as weak Dagesh, and Dagesh, Forte is known as a strong Dagesh. Dagesh, Lene was looked at previously in one of my videos where we looked at Begad Kefat letters. And these letters, the 6 letters in blue color here, they receive a Dagesh, but they cause a change in pronunciation. Like, for example, vet becomes be. So instead of van sound, it becomes ba sound, as in boy. So vet becomes bet. Similarly, ha sound becomes k sound, and f sound becomes p sound, etc. Okay, you can review this from one of the previous videos. But let's look at now Dagesh Forte. That's a strong Dagesh. Strong Dagesh is applied when the consonant is not a Begad Kefat letter. So let's take examples. Here we have this word which we read earlier, elle, elle. So la lamed, right, is pronounced by doubling it. Elle, la is how I pronounced it because of the Dagesh. Again here, Hashamaim, Hashamaim. So this shin has a Dagesh and I'm pronouncing it twice. Doubling of the letter is what is strong Dagesh. And both these letters, Lamed and Shin, are not Begad Kefat letters. And so we apply the strong Dagesh. Couple of more examples. Hammaim. Hammaim means waters, the waters, the waters. Her sound is there. That's the article. Vayomer, and he said. It's not Vayomer, it is Vayomer. So on the ya sound, there's a doubling of the letter. Vayomer. Hammaim. Okay. But this strong Dagesh or the Dagesh Forte can be applied also on Begad Kefat letters in certain conditions. And what is a condition? When the sound before the Begad Kefat letter is a vowel, then we can apply a strong Dagesh. Here are the examples. Shabbat, Shabbat. So Bet is a Begad Kefat letter and it receives a Dagesh and usually pronounced Be instead of Ve, right? Bet is not Vet. So here we have a Kamats and so we pronounce A, long sound. Shabbat. But I'm pronouncing B double, like I'm doubling the B just like as in English. Sabbath, Sabbath. But two B's are there. Similarly, we pronounce in Hebrew Shabbat because of the Dagesh. Why? Because there is a vowel sound before the Bet. Again here, Dalet. Before the Dalet, there is a Patach sound, vowel, short vowel sound, and therefore we pronounce it Tzaddik. Tzaddik means righteous man. Well, actually it says righteous, but the man is implied because the word is in the masculine. But again, if in the Begad Kefat letter, if the sound before the Begad Kefat letter is not a vowel, then obviously only Dagesh Lene or a weak Dagesh will be applied. For example, Kesef, silver or money, or Malka. We don't double this Kaf letter here or here. Okay, there is no doubling. Right. So another rule is that the strong Dagesh can appear in all the consonants except the following. These consonants below don't receive strong Dagesh, and these are the gutturals. These first four are gutturals, and in addition, resh. Now, the addition of resh, has a little idea that I get because of this. Oh, by the way, the Bible does have the Dagesh in some rare occasions in Aleph and in Resh as well. There is another symbol within the Hey, looks like a Dagesh, but it is a Mapik, and I will talk about it in another video. But otherwise, when you find a Dagesh in any of these letters, you can ignore them and don't pronounce. But with regards to Resh, I want to make a comment. There is a book called Sefer Yetzirah, which is supposedly a 1st or 2nd century book, a Jewish book, that describes the creation of the world or a formation of the world by the use of the letters, like how God has used the letters to create the world. In that, the 22 alphabet of Hebrew, not 23, only 22 symbols. Shin, some people put a dot here and another dot there, and Shin and Sin, they make them into 2 and say there are 23. But you can play the same trick with Beth. You can say Vet and Beth and put a Dagesh and say there are 2, and then you can do the same thing with a Pei. So really there are only 22 symbols, period. And this 22 can be arranged into beautiful geometric structures such as this one and the next one, which if you'd like to just take a quick look, you can pause the video and have a look at it. But Sefer Yetzirah divides the letters into 3 mothers, 7 doubles, and 12 simples. Now, in these 7 doubles, you can find the Begad Kefat letters. Bet, Gimel Dalet, Kaf, Pe, and Tav. You also have Resh. And that's the reason why I mentioned that these Resh, these are guttural letters, I understand. This Resh, why is this there? Maybe it was a part of the Begad Kefaret letters before. I don't know. Maybe it's some scholar can investigate it. Like as in Vet becomes Bet, like as in other Begad Kefat letters change their pronunciation with a Dagesh Lene. Perhaps there was something like that in Resh as well, because in some Indian languages there is a very hard R sound. So normally R is pronounced as Ra, and there is the R sound, very hard R sound, which could have been there in Hebrew in the past. Who knows? Okay, that would solve this issue of why this Resh is appearing, and you can make the 6 Begad Kefat into 7 Begad Kefaret. Okay, in any case, as for grammar goes, and for this lesson's sake, just please follow Begad Kefat. What I'm suggesting is only a possibility. Right, that brings us to Shwa, vocal Shwa and silent Shwa. Toledot is the word we read earlier. Elle Toledot Hashamayim. So this Toledot is there is a vocal Shwa there under Lamed. But when is a Shwa vocal and when is a Shwa silent? So I think we need to remember the rules for silent. Then it is easier to exclude them and then basically pronounce the remaining cases. That's probably the easiest approach. So when is it silent? When there is a short vowel occurring before the consonant under Shwa. Consonant having the Shwa under it. Okay? Right. So these are the short vowels. Patach, Segol, Khirik, etc. Let's take examples. Mid-bar. So mid-bar. Here before the Dalet you have a short vowel Khirik. Mid-bar means wilderness. Malka is queen. Again, before the Lamed, there is a short vowel, Patach. And because of that, we don't pronounce the Shwa under Lamed. We don't pronounce the Shwa under the Dalit here. So that's why it's mid-bar. It's not mid-bar. And it's Malka. It's not Maleka. So mid-bar, Malka. So these two cases are silent Shwa. This is the first rule. If there is a short vowel in front, don't pronounce the Shwa. Second, the Shwa is silent when it occurs under the last letter. Derech, Melech. Derech, Melech. Derech is the way. Melech is the king. In both cases, you have this Shwa under the Chaf, and that is not pronounced. Why? Because it occurs under the last letter. Right. And so now we have some vocal cases. The remaining cases are basically vocal. When the Shwa occurs under the first letter of the word, it's always vocal. Yerushalayim, Bereshit. Jerusalem, in the beginning. In both cases, we have Shwa under the first letter. Shwa is vocal for the second Shwa when there are 2 Shwas in a row. These are very interesting cases. Here we have Mizbechot, Mishpechot. See, I don't pronounce the Shwa here. Mizbechot, I pronounce this Shwa, the blue one. I don't pronounce the red one. Mizbechot, Mishpechot. Mizbechot is altars and Mishpechot is families. Why do I pronounce the blue one? Because before the blue one comes the red one. When there are two shwas, one after the other, you don't pronounce the first, you pronounce the second. That's the rule. Why? Because when you don't pronounce the first, there is no vowel in the front. Right? There's a consonant, and that's why you make it vocal. So actually we can derive these rules from the first rule. When there is a short vowel in front, isn't that what it says? Let's go to the first. Yeah. When schwa occurs under the first letter, when a short vowel occurs before the consonant under which there is schwa. So that's a short vowel. We looked at this as well. So now, another case where the schwa is vocal when schwa occurs under a Dagesh Forte. Dagesh Forte, that is a strong Dagesh. If you have words like this, Imecha, Hakkesef. Imecha is with you. The Lord is with you. Adonai Imecha. The Lord is with you. So here we have the Dagesh, the strong Dagesh in the mem, and there is a schwa, and therefore we pronounce it. We make it vocalized. We vocalize the schwa. Here again, there is a strong Dagesh, Hakkesef. Why is a strong Dagesh? Because I'm saying Hakkesef. I'm doubling the k sound. Why? Because there's a vowel before in front of it. According to the Dagesh rules, I have to use a Dagesh, strong Dagesh here. And because there is a strong Dagesh here, there is a schwa here, and so I vocalize the schwa. And so Hakkesef is the silva. That's how it works. Another case of vocalization of schwa is when a long vowel occurs before the consonant above the schwa. Well, under the schwa we say here, Hayata Toledot. Hayata Tol. This is kamatz, a long vowel. So therefore, and because it occurs before the schwa, where the letter, the letter under which the schwa is there, there's a long vowel, and therefore we vocalize the schwa. Hayata Toledot. Why? Because to is kolam vowel, long vowel, and so we vocalize it. It means descendants or generations, or the account of the descendants, or the account of history. What follows is what it is. Toledot. It comes from yalad, meaning child. From that, they say it's a different formation of the word yalad, and it becomes Toledot, means descendants. So in Genesis chapter 2 verse 4 we have a Toledot. These are the descendants of the heaven and the earth. Think about it. Very interesting. And that brings us then to the end of this lesson. And I will see you again in the next lesson. Until then, please do subscribe to the channel and like it and forward it to your friends. And I will see you again in the next video. Thank you.